But don't look in your rearview mirror, here comes number 8. He's a rocker, he's a roller, and he sure knows how to shut him down. I guess he runs independent, intimidators back in town. Yeah, I guess he runs independent, intimidators back in town. That boy, stand up, son.
And welcome to the Nasboys podcast. Now, did you know that Sam Hornish Jr. apparently had a deal to run full-time for DEI until 2004, but he didn't get the opportunity because it was not Teresa Earnhardt's idea. It was actually Ty Norris's idea. So anyways, guys, welcome to the Nasboys podcast. I'm your host, Mike, a.k.a. Mike PodFam 101, with my good friends and co-host, Christian, a.k.a. Savage NASCAR.
What's up, guys? Hope you're having a great week so far. And I know everyone's really excited. It's the first week of the regular season of the NASCAR season. We got lots to get into. And yeah, just a lot of exciting things going on.
And Cam, making his return, a.k.a. Notice Cam.
Howdy, y'all.
All right, so let's get down to talking about the races this weekend. We are going to start off with the truck race. What did you guys think of this?
Well, to be honest with you, every single race this weekend had some sort of controversy. The truck race had a controversial finish.
To the white. Those four have broken away. It'll be interesting to see if anything can generate on the outside lane. Final lap into the wall. Green still out, and now we go caution. And it is Zane Smith.
First off, I want to say, man, Zane Smith, Cam, you got that correct. So congratulations on getting the first pick correct of the season. Honestly, I thought Ben Rhodes was going to get it for a little bit, or not Ben Rhodes, John Hunter Nemechek. I had picked Ben Rhodes to win the Xfinity, but Nemechek was doing well. I mean, he was up front for most of the race, and then he got caught up in that wreck at the end. There's that big one right near the checkered flag, or right near the finish line for the white flag.
Taking a look outside, Eckes comes up the block. The white flag is out, and now the yellow. Is that going to be the race because the white came out?
Yes, I think it's a race. I believe that Zane Smith is going to be the winner.
The white flag did come out. He waved, the flagman waved the white with his right hand, and then the yellow came out immediately thereafter with the left hand. And Zane Smith was the fourth place truck as they were exiting turn 4. So we're hearing they did not take the white. I mean, that's good news, bad news, but man, that was an incredible sequence of who was blocking who was changing lanes, who wanted to take that. I mean, there's going to be so much to talk about in this replay.
I don't know if that was my fault, but.
And NASCAR decided to call the caution just merely before they reached the line. So they ended up going to overtime finish, and more destructed cars or trucks ended up happening. So, I mean, I thought it was a decent race. Some people didn't really like it a whole lot, but I thought that the truck race was better than the Xfinity in regarding race-wise. Now, what did y'all think?
I just like to say, yeah, it was funny. Mike texted me. He was like, "Who do you think your pick is?" I remember I was like thinking. I found a lineup. And I don't know why. I was like, this is probably going to be an odd pick to me. I was like, I'm going to go Zane Smith. And he won, and I was so shocked. I didn't say nothing, but I was like in there in my chair, had that villain, evil grin on my face, like tapping my fingers together, like, I felt great, finally got a guess right, and it's the beginning of the season. So that was pretty cool. It was a good race, but yeah, Christian's right. There was a lot of controversy, which makes me wonder if there's going to be a lot this season. I think NASCAR has that. There's those seasons where it's just full of drama. It's kind of crazy.
Right. Yeah, the truck race, in my opinion, was not that great of a race. It was really a lot of just training, and, there wasn't like trains on both lines. It was just a train on the top, and, there was nothing really too exciting about it besides the crashes. Right at the end, there was a yellow at the backstretch. Some people can say it was a good call. I'm personally mixed about it because they did take the white flag, so it was a good call to give Zane Smith the win. But at the same time, I would have also been okay with them to race back. And they've had multiple instances where there was a crash on the backstretch, and they did race back. So I'm not entirely sure if something was holding it up where they couldn't race back, because I didn't watch the finish of the race. I just watched until the red flag hit. So I'm not too sure about it. I got mixed feelings, but overall, truck race was not good. In my opinion, it was the worst race of the weekend.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, I was going to say, yeah, like the finish of that race, I thought they shouldn't have called a caution there. I mean, most of the track looked clear, but then again, I guess they're concerned about cars running or the trucks running over debris as they came across the finish line. And I was wrong about Ben Rhodes for the Xfinity Series. He did not race in the Xfinity Series, so that was a big oof on my part. But that's all I can really say about it. I mean, the race was like a 6.5 out of 10. It wasn't a great race, but I thought it was better than the Xfinity Series for the most part, because the Xfinity Series had a lot of train choo-chooing going on.
Yeah.
Not as bad as the truck race, though.
I don't know. I disagree with Mike on that one, but I will say I think the NASCAR officials already starting the year off bad with that call. I mean, I'm happy I got my pick right, but like, it's already not looking good.
All right, so now let's take a look on your thoughts of the truck race. One of you said great, 2 of you said good, 2 of you said meh/okay, and 2 of you said bad. Henry24257 says, I swear to God, if I see one more freight train, I'm going to scream. 1 out of 10, only because Zane Smith won.
Wow, Henry.
No driver of the day. I'm going to give it to John Hunter Nemechek.
Yeah, I have to say the same. I mean, he led most of that race, but he got taken out in that wreck.
Oh, yeah, one more thing about the truck race was because a lot of saves by Colby Howard, especially. He got like 4 saves off of 4. His truck looked really loose coming off the corners, and he was saving it every time, so that was very impressive. I would say that he impressed me, and he was up there because of pit strategy, and just he hung with them. I thought he was going to win for a few minutes, but no, Zane did, so congratulations. All right, next up, we got the Xfinity Series race.
Well, the Xfinity race, the big topic, of course, is Maya Snyder's flip.
21's going to come with a huge shove.
They are 2 and 3 wide behind him. Crossover. That's
comes.
Austin Hill in the 21. Big crash. Up and over. Caution is out. That's Maya Snyder.
On the backstretch of that race. But before then, Daniel Hemrick, I mean, he was running very well for Colleague Racing. He won the first 2 stages, and Colleague was pretty strong. Noah Gragson was up front. He made a very incredible save at one point, and it went by pretty fast. There was 2 wrecks before the big one that happened, and man, I picked Josh Berry to win. He ended up getting collected in that wreck, I think, on the last lap, but I'll be honest with you, like, I was just stunned. Like, I was just shocked. I did not expect to see a car, of all places, the backstretch flip into a fence on the backstretch. It looks similar to Tony Stewart's, but
man, and look at, is that Stewart's car? That's Stewart's car. Rode right across the top of Robbie Gordon's car, the 4 car.
Also, Kyle Larson's flip at the same time looked like Stewart's in 2001 a little bit, from Larson's 2013.
As the field came to the checkered flag, watch the white 32 car. And again, Kyle Larson did climb from that machine. You heard from him a minute ago.
And it just shows you how far safety has come in the sport, because man, that was pretty incredible that he walked away from that car. It ripped the whole back end off, the axle and the engine. There's engine flying everywhere. And yeah, part of the car, part of one car, I don't remember which car it was, but it went into Michael Jordan's hauler too. But yeah, just glad he's okay. Austin Hill got the win for RCR. So that was pretty cool to see. But Man, I thought the Chevy, other than Austin Hill, was going to win because Gregson was up there. We saw Allgaier up there for a good bit of the race. One driver that really impressed me was Ryan Sieg because he finished second in one of the stages and he was up there in top 10. I think he finished 8th. But that's all I got for the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, it was a good. Well, I mean, it was an okay race, but I wouldn't say where I would think it would be technically to the truck race. I thought the truck race was a little more interesting as those drivers were really pushing it against the whole training, and I did not like that a lot at all, really. I feel like it's Daytona. It's special for a reason, and when you ruin it, it just sucks.
Right. I thought it was a interesting race. Not great, but not good. I mean, it was just okay. We saw a lot of training, like what Cam said. I again didn't think it was that as bad as the truck, but obviously the big topic was that Myatt Snyder flip. I literally screamed when that happened. That was one of the worst wrecks that I had ever seen, and probably the worst one that I've seen live, considering I did not watch the Newman or the Austin Dillon one live. I watched the replay of it. But just overall scary. I'm so glad that he was okay. That wreck was literally all the really bad NASCAR wrecks of the modern era all mixed into one. I mean, I've seen comparisons to Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s crash. I've seen comparisons to the Tony Stewart flip, like what Christian mentioned. And my first thought was the Ryan Newman flip.
And Blaney to the outside, to the inside. Here comes Hamlin up the outside. Wow. Crash into the wall, into the air. Goes Newman.
Upside down.
In a shower of sparks on his roof. Ryan Newman comes across the line, 4th. And comes to rest.
And another incident that you could probably refer to was Kyle Larson's. And one thing that, the flipping on the backstretch was weird, but a couple things that I thought were weird is that it flipped like a front flip. It didn't go over like a blowover. It just did like a front flip. And that was just very odd to me. And that wreck was just overall scary, man. A lot of good saves as well, like from Noah Gragson, like what Christian mentioned. So nothing really.
I don't know why. I'm sorry, you finish.
No, you go ahead. I was basically going to just say like nothing really too much to write home about.
No, that wreck, I don't know why. For some reason, I was watching it with my cousin. He's not a big race fan. He was like, holy crap, dude, that's a big wreck. And I don't know why, but I was like, he's fine. He'll be okay. You know, that was a light bump. Light bump, that's it.
Right. I mean, I feel like that's everybody's reaction nowadays. And obviously that's really good. And it shows like, NASCAR makes these cars safer. I mean, we give them a lot of crap for the officiating and some of the rule changes, but they definitely know how to make a safe race car.
Yeah, I mean, well, when I first saw the wreck, of course, I was reacting to it for my YouTube channel, and it happened so fast, I didn't even know where the car went because it just disappeared among the cars. And I was just like, my mouth was just dropped low because I haven't seen that violent of a wreck in a while to where the car just went so fast in the air to where it just sort of disappears in the midst of smoke and mud from the grass. And it kind of scared me at first, but I figured I'm like, he's probably all right, but I'm sure a lot of people at home are screaming and yelling and stuff, and it is what it is. I mean, to start off the season, I was quite surprised. I mean, I thought there was going to be a big wreck, but I didn't think it was going to be like that.
Right. All right, so now let's take a look at what you guys have to say. 2 of you said great, 3 of you said good, 1 of you said meh/okay, and none of you said bad. No thoughts. Wendy Wilson 9 says scary.
That's my mom.
Hi, Christian's mom, if you're watching this.
Hi, Christian's mom.
He says scary. Thank God he's okay. Yeah, thank God that he's okay. I was amazed that he walked out of there, especially that fast, and he didn't look too hurt. Besides, he said his leg was a little sore. No driver of the day. There were a couple good drivers. Noah Gragson, Daniel Hemrick, he won the first 2 stages.
Yeah.
Agent Allmendinger nearly won the race, but he lost it off that great move by Austin Hill. And you can see that onboard video right here. And it's also posted on me and Christian's co-owned account, NASCAR_onboard. So make sure you guys go follow that if you want some good NASCAR onboards. And we got some great ones today from the Daytona 500. But yeah, I'm going to give my driver of the day to Daniel Hemrick.
I'll give my driver of the day to Daniel Hemrick as well. He dominated practically the whole race.
Yeah, I was going to say the same, Daniel Hemrick. I mean, yeah, there's nothing else to say or to add on to that.
All right, now the main event, the Daytona 500.
Yay, the Great American Race, the 64th running. Oh, man, I'm glad for once that it did rain, and we got to see it in sunshine for the first time in years, it seems like, where the race wasn't rain delayed. And you know, the race was going by pretty fast for the most part. I thought it was going to finish during daylight. There wasn't those 2 wrecks towards the end before the final lap. But, man, I'll be honest with you. At first, like, Brad Keselowski and RFK Racing, they were really strong up front. And they were leading a bunch of laps. And then Brad Keselowski ended up – I was watching it with my grandfather, and I was like, yo, Brad's pushing – burning too hard off the exit of these corners. He's going to eventually turn him around, and before you know it, around goes to 21.
He's flanked off that right-hand side.
Come off the corner, the car got light exactly like I was talking about. Man, it went over too. I was right. Dang it. A lot of good cars. Denny.
And takes out William Byron, Cam's pick, takes out Alex Bowman, who I picked to win, and I was wearing this, the 48 Jimmy Johnson shirt. But yeah, it just took out a lot of contenders in that wreck, like Hamlin. I mean, he won 3 of the last 6 500s. A lot of people picked him to win. And it was just a mess. And at first I didn't even think Burton flipped. I was quite surprised. It was an odd looking flip. He just like rolled over on his roof and then back over. Sort of like Dale Earnhardt's one from 97.
20th, all really fiercely racing for position. Unfortunately for them, they're about 2/3 behind.
From the back straightaway, Dale Earnhardt is into the wall. Looked as though he was tapped by Dale Jarrett coming off the corner. Racing side by side, Earnhardt hit the outside wall hard and rolled down the back straightaway.
Earnhardt's car will spin off to the apron of the racetrack in the middle of the back straightaway. Took a hard lick to that outside wall. Let's go back to Joe Moore.
Draft had formed up down on the inside. They were trying to blow by Dale Earnhardt. When they did, he got squeezed up into the outside retaining wall, made contact first with Dale Jarrett, and then hit the wall again, spinning around several times before finally coming to rest down towards turn 3.
But, yeah, moving on from that, the race somewhat had a lot of choo-choo training for a good bit, but the end of the stages got really exciting, though. And Bubba Wallace, he worked his way up there. He was doing great. I thought he had a big chance of winning. And then there was that wreck with Stenhouse. Was having a great run too. Stenhouse and Buescher, I thought they would be up there in the final laps. They got taken out when Brad made another bad move. Harvick ended up spinning around, somehow not getting a lot of damage.
All right, so Stenhouse left his dancing partner. He went down, chose to go down and blocked it. Whoa! Spinning around and into the fence goes Harvick, and it's a 7-car jam session.
Eric Jones is in it. Noah Gregson's in it.
Dang it. Chase Elliott.
And it's like all the Hendrick cars were out. They all got wrecked. a lot of people that I didn't expect to be a front runner up there. Chase Briscoe, one of my favorite drivers, he had an incredible run. He was one lap down at one point, came back and got third. So big props to him. Eric Almirola fifth. I know I'm rambling a good bit, but yeah, Austin Cindric had a great car, and to see him win his first race in the 2 is quite impressive. And that finish was a little crazy there. He kind of blocked Bubba below the line.
Car owner Cindric is going to bring them to the line way up high to block Ryan Blaney, and at the line, Cindric beats Bubba Wallace by half a car length, and they crash going into turn 1.
I know some people were talking about that, but yeah, Ryan Blaney, I would have rather seen Blaney win because he's came so close so many times. But what do you have to say about it?
First of all, props to Austin Cindric. I mean, love or hate the guy, he's a great driver, and I think personally, I think he's going to be one of those franchise drivers for sure. That's just my opinion. I mean, he's pretty good, and I mean, he just showcased of what he can do. And I mean, this is Daytona, but I mean, even then, it's his first race in the 2. I mean, it's already looking like he's going to start off great. That's good. That's good for him. The wreck was crazy because I'll be honest, I wasn't really looking at the screen when it happened, and I looked up and I just seen like people everywhere. I was like, oh no. I was like, what happened? I watched the replay and I was like, oh man, I missed it. Like I wanted to see the reaction and everything, and I missed it. But yeah, it was a good race.
Right.
But the training. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
But the training was like disappointing, man. Disappointing. Like I feel like as NASCAR drivers, I feel like they always like try to say, well, you know, they want to do it and it's fine. But at the same time, it's like you're here to entertain us as well. I mean, as much as you hate to say it, it's still an entertainment business. Do what the fans want, man. Do what the fans want. Who cares? It's Daytona, you know? This is why, like, you know, you're supposed to go out there and risk it all. It's kind of the point.
I mean, the train was not as bad as in recent years. There were points where it was really, really bad, but it was not as bad because they were running double file at a lot of different points of the race, and the racing was really solid and honestly looked a lot similar to the Gen 6. But there are a couple of points that I would like to point out from practice. The cars looked a lot bumpier than the Gen 6 cars. Like I'll put some videos of, you know, as a comparison of how they looked. So you be the judge of it. They definitely made a couple of changes, such as the skewer. I think they banned that, and they just had to adjust the ride height or something like that. And they were much better, much smoother. Let's see, that flip with Harrison Burton and Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski is definitely, I'm sorry, but Brad Keselowski's a clown. He complains whenever somebody pushes him too hard and wrecks him, like Joey Logano, but yet does it to everybody else and wrecked 2 people today. So shame on Brad Keselowski for being a hypocrite, and it makes me less of a fan of him. I've already had low respect for Brad Keselowski, but that definitely made my respect go lower for him. Bubba Wallace. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, you go.
No,
there you go.
No.
Okay. Brad Keselowski, I just like to say, He's just mad because he's starting to get the size forehead of Peyton Manning. Screw you, Brad Keselowski. Nobody likes you, man. Nobody.
Okay. Well, I will say Brad Keselowski is a menace to society. I mean, he was out there causing a lot of havoc, but I mean, I feel like he still has to get used to drafting with the new car, and as I mentioned earlier, he was just bumping at the wrong times. That's for sure, and I'm sure he's going to get a lot of flack for it. I don't hate the guy, but at the same time, I'm not a fan of him. But he's probably going to get a lot of hate on the internet now. So,
he is. He already is.
Well,
a lot of people are starting to realize my point of him being a hypocrite.
Yeah. Well, he may be bumping around a few times, but his forehead's showing a lot of times too.
Ooh,
I was going to mention there was a lot of tire issues too in this race. We saw with the new lug nut, we saw tires falling off of cars, cars having a hard time getting lug nuts on and off. Yeah, we saw a good bit of tire issues. I don't know if that's going to be a factor in some of the other races this season or not, like at intermediate tracks like the one coming up at Auto Club, a 1.5-mile track, 2-mile track. I mean, it's going to be quite interesting to see how it's going to all pan out with that.
Yeah, it was super disappointing though when they were showing the pit crew and they're doing the cars, and it's like you don't hear all of the. It just.
William Byron as he makes his way down with all of his teammates. What a night they had last night. The power. It was a big night for Hendrick Motorsports. The 24 is in his box. His team over the wall. They've been practicing this for over a year. Nice work so far. Regan, we'll go to you.
Well, Chase Elliott with his race car right now, just a little bit tight. Worried it might get tighter, so a small adjustment.
It's kind of disappointing. I was like, oh, man.
I mean, I
was like, hurt my soul.
Yeah, I barely even heard the sound of the like it just sounded like there wasn't even a sound, and it was really, really boring. But
like that, I'm just like to say that sound effect was the best sound effect I think I've always heard.
But yeah, the tire issues, that's definitely a big problem. You can't have the tires be falling off the wheels like that. And in Kaz Grala's case, the whole wheel and tire completely fell off the axle.
How's that go? I knew I was in trouble when my own wheel and tire passed me. Kaz Grala, that, by the way, is a major infraction and will result in a 4-race suspension for the crew chief of that car.
Wow. That's steep.
And 2 crew members.
Shows you how big those rotors are. You're actually driving in on the rotor.
It's a run flat.
Yeah.
But that's really bad. I kind of hope that they go back to 5 lug nuts, but I doubt that they will, and it's just going to be something that the team's got to get used to. And I understand that completely. But I personally, after today, I prefer 5 lug nuts. But I was willing to give it a chance, and I did. One thing that I do want to mention was the duels. I know we didn't talk about this because, they were kind of boring since everybody was trying to conserve their car. But one thing that I was very disappointed in was Joey Logano's block at the end of his duel with Chris Buescher.
Does Chris Buescher have a move? He's now backed up to McDowell. Half a car length to the leader, Logano. He's got to go to the bottom. And he can't get there, and he wrecks Logano.
Logano blocked. Logano moved down, blocked. I hate to say it. He was under him and got a pretty big block right there. You knew it was going to be aggressive, and unfortunately, cost him.
Now, listen, you guys know, both you guys know, and I'm sure everybody watching should know, but if you're new, I am a huge Joey Logano fan. I'm one of the biggest Joey Logano fans on the internet, no question about it.
Yeah.
But I got to call him out. That was one of the stupidest things I've ever seen him do. If he was going to block, it's completely understandable why he would block. He wants to win and be able to start in a great position since he was already going to be starting in 12th. But no, he just ended up blocking. I think he should have blocked way, way earlier than he did. I don't know if that's because, he's got to get used to the new car. He just was so focused that he didn't realize and then realized at the last second. But that was dumb. But, Joey, I still love you, man. Just not a great move.
I'm a big Joey Logano fan too, and I would just like to say that That was so dumb. So dumb. I just hurt my soul, man. I was like, oh, Joey, why? And I knew the worst part is I know there's going to be those toxic fans out there that's going to be like, ha ha, Joey Logano, back at it again with his classic antics. I have no life.
It's true.
Like,
there were a lot of those.
Yeah,
it was just so annoying. I just kept getting furious. Like, I was so furious. And, like, I don't know why. Like, I don't really let those people get to me. But after what Joey did, knowing that he messed up and that they actually had a reason to talk crap about him just made my soul burn.
Yeah, I was mad about it for a couple days. I still am to this day. But
well, it's a dual race of all things, and I didn't really have much of an opinion on it other than it was a bad block. I mean, it's a dual race. I'm not gonna make a big deal out of anything. But I was laughing a little bit at some of the memes that were made about it, and some people in the group chats going berserk and arguing over it. It was a madness. But well, what did we have a driver of the day for the 500?
Well, I wanted to make a couple more points. The racing was really good. I felt bad for Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Yeah.
That really sucked that, he almost won. He just had to hold on for 7 more laps and then he got wrecked. But nevertheless, congratulations to Austin Cindric. What a performance in your first race in the 2, your second attempt at the Daytona 500. That's incredible. And as for him forcing Bubba below the line, I don't think that it was warranted for a penalty. I could see where people would think he did force him, but I really don't think that it's a penalty. And it was Austin trying to block, and then he got loose. But Bubba had enough room, I think, at least, to come up and try to door him in order to get to the finish, and he stayed below the line. So I think that should have been a no call. So now let's take a look at what you guys had to say. 9 of you said great. 9 of you said good. 2 of you said meh/okay, and none of you said bad. Henry24257 says a rookie won, some good racing, 10 out of 10. And then driver of the day, Cindric. I think I can agree with this. Cindric was up there for a lot of the day. He moved up with Brad Keselowski and was pushing him, ironically, in his old car, like we mentioned before. Some other candidates that I could consider is Brad Keselowski, but due to him wrecking Harrison Burton and other people, I am not giving it to him. And I hope karma strikes Brad Keselowski. Actually, I will give Brad Keselowski an award. Clown of the race.
Yep. The first clown of the race of the year.
I have 2 more things. Brad Keselowski can get an award for biggest forehead ever. Listen, I'm telling you guys, this year you're going to see a lot of me against Brad Keselowski's forehead. All right. That man's gave me too many mean looks and stares and glances at me with his glistening forehead that I'm just tired of it. All right.
Yeah, I had to witness him giving me a nasty look live because I wanted his autograph. That's another reason why I hate Brad Keselowski.
I'm telling you, there's nothing more scarier than Brad Keselowski giving you a dirty look. It's his forehead giving you a dirty look. It's awful, bro. It's absolutely scary. I know y'all see that vein popping out his forehead.
Oh man, well, for me, I have 2 drivers of the days. I will also give a shout out to Stewart Haas Racing as a whole, because we saw Briscoe come back. He was my driver of the day, other than Cindric, because Briscoe, he started in the back with a backup car. He spun, came back from a lap down, charged right back up to the field, and then ended up finishing 3rd. He's my driver of the day, other than Cindric. And Cindric would be the other one because he led a lot of laps. But Eric Almirola finished 5th too, so that's pretty cool. So I'm happy to see him get that. But what about you, Cam, for driver of the day?
I have Cindric. Cindric's definitely my candidate for driver of the day.
All right. We will be right back. That will conclude the race portion of this segment. But don't worry, we got some more news to talk about. We'll be right back, folks.
Before we continue with the episode, I just want to give a huge thank you to TJ, aka _lap, for this coaster that I won in a giveaway that he did. It's super, super nice. It's got this nice wood here. Look at the quality on the logo right here. That is absolutely sick. Now on the back of the coaster, he's got the track outline and the race details. So, how much, TJ? I really appreciate that, man. Go follow his Instagram and inquire to him about a coaster. He's selling those plus keychains and bottle openers, and he makes some pretty funny memes as well, and we did an episode with him. So yeah, make sure you guys check all that out. Now back to the video.
All right, guys, we're back. So we're going to try something a little bit different this season. Meme of the week. Now, we all are big fans of NASCAR meme accounts, and this is one of my favorite meme accounts. NASCAR_memes_IG made this meme. Here it is. So if you want the context behind this meme, it's when Brad Keselowski wrecked Harrison Burton. So that's basically it. And watching as the carnage happens. So yeah, definitely a great meme. Go follow his account. He's a great memer.
Yeah, that definitely we vote on that one being the meme of the week. I mean, Days of Thunder, having that in there for the meme with the caption, it was a great post, great meme overall. And I could see Brad doing that, just smiling while he's like, yeah, I just took all those people out. I have a better chance of winning. But yeah, what about you, Cam? What do you think about that meme?
That meme was hilarious. I actually got to kind of get a live look at it with Mike and Christian because I didn't see the memes yet. And yeah, it was pretty funny.
And that was a unanimous decision.
Corny.
That was a little corny.
It's okay though. That grin is atrocious though.
Let's get down to talking about some news here. We're going to start off with the NASCAR has a driver council now, so I think it's basically similar to the NBA's Player Association, MLB, all that stuff. I'm trying to find the council, but I do. Oh, here it is. So the driver council is Kurt Busch, Austin Dillon, Denny Hamlin, Corey LaJoie, Joey Logano, Kyle Petty, Daniel Suarez, and Jeff Burton will be serving as the director of the council. Okay, I get Kurt Busch. I don't get Austin Dillon. I get Denny Hamlin. I don't get Corey LaJoie. I get Joey Logano. I get Kyle Petty. I don't get Daniel Suarez, and I get Jeff Burton.
I hate to do that in front of Christian here. So you say, how are we gonna have Daniel Suarez in there when we don't even understand what he's saying?
Oh,
I'm begging somebody like.
Oh God.
If you put the subtitles there, I don't think anybody's gonna understand.
Okay, well, I don't know what to say about that. But the drivers' council, I mean, I feel like the drivers there were like, I feel like that's good that all those drivers there. I don't see anything wrong with having those drivers as part of the council. My thing is, right, it's not a union, so that's good. But I know, like, if this was back in the 60s or 70s when Bill France was running NASCAR and drivers tried to have a council union, he would immediately shut them down and ban them. But it's not like that nowadays.
I'm begging someone. Yeah, I'm begging someone to get Daniel Suarez to say union without someone not understanding him.
Right. But
I'm sorry, Daniel Suarez. You're a good guy, but ouch.
Man, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, Daniel Suarez, I mean, I think he could be good for the council, but I mean, I'm not going to have any more further comment about that.
All right, so Busch Beer is sponsoring all women drivers 21 and up, which basically that's Natalie Decker, Jennifer Jo Cobb, Amber Balson, Brittany Zamora, Tony Bredinger, Melissa Field, and Stephanie Moyer. I mean, I got mixed opinions on this because it helps people like Cobb who don't have that much money to have sponsorship. But at the same time, it's like, why? It's so random. Like, Natalie Decker is not going to do anything for you. She DNQ'd in her Xfinity Series race in Remy Burroughs equipment. So some of these drivers, I don't know what to say about, but some of these drivers, good for them. This could help their career.
No. Yeah. I don't mind sponsorship. I think that, of course, they should be sponsored. My thing is, I don't support beer or alcohol. I'm not interested in any of that. I don't like that. So I mean, I can't tell people what to do or what not to do in regard to sponsorship. It's not my thing. Plus, I don't have the right to. But nevertheless, I agree with most with the female drivers except for Decker. But Jennifer Jo Cobb, definitely, I think that's for her to be a part of that is pretty cool because, I mean, she's been in the sport for a long, long time, and she's had a hard time with sponsorship and being in races. Amber, she's up and coming talent. I feel like I think she could be a pretty solid driver. I know a lot of people are saying, where's Haley Deegan? Where's Deegan at on here? Well, she's not 21, people. Wake up. But some people probably don't know that. But anyways, Decker, I don't know about her being on there, but nevertheless, I'm not going to bash anybody. I'm not going to bash any of them or be like, oh, yeah, you can't be sponsored. I'm not that type of guy. It is what it is to me. That's all I could really say about that. What about you, Cam?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good idea. I mean, I think there's more drivers that deserve it than other ones, but at the same time, I think it's a step in the right direction, and that I do like. I would also like to say that, Cobb, she's a great driver, but I'm still mad at her for wrecking me all those times in NASCAR heat, for having a rivalry with me for something I didn't even do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean it as like, I don't think they deserve sponsorship. Don't get it that way. I just think that, some of the drivers deserve it more than others. Like Cobb deserves it more than Decker. But anyways, Ty Majeski goes full time for Thor Sport in the 66. Not a bad move. He's a pretty solid driver. I think he deserved it.
Not surprised. I thought I saw that coming.
Yeah, I'm not surprised either.
And then we got Ty Gibbs goes full time. No one's surprised with that.
Yeah, no surprise. Well deserved.
Yeah. Congrats.
And big news of the week: RFK and Penske's wheels have been sent to NASCAR's research and development field due to an unapproved adjustment to them because of the aluminum in the wheels. Again, another moment where I may have to really, really bash Brad Keselowski. I don't really know exactly what to say. He says it was a safety modification, but you also can't modify the wheels in terms of NASCAR's rule book, so that's a little sus. So I don't know what to say about that, but if it screws over Penske, let's say it's Brad Keselowski's idea and it screws over Penske, I want everybody to protest him and I want everybody to boo Brad Keselowski. So yeah, I will go to a race. If that happens, I will go to a race and I will hold up a sign that says Brad Keselowski is a cheater.
Listen, instead, I will go to a race and put up Brad Keselowski's forehead, and I'm gonna make it like a mile long, and just so everybody can understand.
Bro, okay. Well, I will say that I don't know if Brad Keselowski did that thing to change it on purpose. I don't feel like he told everyone, "Hey, put this on here," because I don't know if there's a higher up that would do that. Or it could have been the crew chief. We don't know that. Then again, we don't know any more information on this, whether they went against the rules or they'll get penalties. At the time of the recording, we do not have that answer. Now, This reminds me, sort of, it's not as bad to the extent as I think of what Michael Waltrip did when he became a first time, run his own team, his first race entering with the 55 in 2007.
Yeah.
When he had his car, they put propane fuel and they put jet fuel, I think, in the car. Yep. I don't remember exactly, but that's crazy, with RFK Racing, Brad Keselowski being a part team owner, his first race, and there's already controversy on and off the track. So we'll see what goes.
I'd like to tell, if people would ever notice, Brad Keselowski's forehead gets bigger as many souls as he collects, right? So it's more like every time he wrecks somebody, it's just another inch added, just what goes on. You guys will slowly realize. You said, what'd you say, Christian?
I was like, what's with you, foreheads?
It's gotta be for this forehead, man. I made it switch to myself. I don't know why. I made one Keselowski joke about his forehead, And now I'm like, you know what? I'm taking every chance I can this season to get at Keselowski's forehead. Okay.
All right. I forgot we forgot to mention there was another extension, and that was Chase Elliott with Hendrick up until the 2027 season. It's crazy to say that number, but I mean that's pretty much expected. I don't know how much that extension is, but it's probably a lot of money.
Right. Yeah, I can't say I'm too surprised by that either. Chase Elliott will probably be there for the rest of his life.
Yeah, what Mike said.
All right, so now let's get into our picks for the weekend's races at Auto Club. I believe it's only the Xfinity and Cups running it. Why did I say Cups? Not Cups. Never mind. I believe it's only Xfinity and Cup. Christian, you can go first.
All right, so Xfinity Series at Auto Club. I mean, it's cool to see them return to Auto Club because they weren't there last 2 seasons, if I'm correct. They may have been there in 2020, but I don't remember.
No, California, Christian, I'm sorry to cut you off, but for your point there, California had like very weird COVID restrictions where they wouldn't allow them at the track for the last 2 years, and now that COVID is slowly dying, they're starting to let them in the track.
Yeah, for sure. And this is the last race. These are the last races before for the NASCAR Cup Series and the Xfinity Series before the reconfiguration that they're going to do. So for the Xfinity Series, there's a couple people that I'm looking at for possibly winning this. I could see a Collie car winning, but I mean it's just so hard to choose. But you know what? Could be an RCR car as well. You know what? I'm going to do some kind of risky here. I'm going to say Austin Hill wins this. He's going to go back to back. And if not him, then it's going to be Hemrick.
What about you, Cam?
Yeah, I'm going to go Daniel Hemrick. I think that he's just going to pull it off.
I'm not entirely sure who I want to pick still. I'm trying to find the results from last year. I have them. Riley Herbst, he finished second here. We got Ryan Sieg as well. Maybe, I don't know. This might be a little bit of a risky pick, but I might go with Riley Herbst. That might go pretty badly, but none of the other drivers that were in contention that year in 2020 are in the race. So Riley Herbst, I think he'll probably crash, but I'm going to pick him to win. So
Mike, honestly, as like a bad prediction that sounds, honestly, it's possible, really. I could see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, Riley Herbst isn't really that bad. This is a hot take. I know a lot of people think Riley Herbst is terrible, but he's not that bad. He made it into the playoffs a few seasons, and I mean, he gets some top tens here and there. I think part of it is bad luck, and then part of it is also not as much talent as some of the other guys, but definitely a lot of bad luck with Riley Herbst. I think he's really improved. So we'll see. Maybe he can get his first victory.
Yeah, Herbst, I mean, he's done well at tracks like Michigan and some tracks that are 1.5 miles, 2 miles. I mean, he's done pretty good at some of those tracks. So I could see that happening, but I'll say he gets a top 10.
Riley is one of those drivers that I always say is like a sneaky pick, where it's like at certain tracks, he's someone that you should watch out for. He has his good days and he has a lot of bad days, but when his days are good, he is very good. I'll give him that.
All right.
Now, one driver to look out for, I'm sorry for interrupting you, Mike, but one other driver to look out for this race is Ty Gibbs. Joe Gibbs Racing is always strong at Auto Club, so he might be able to get a win here.
That's a great pick. But anyways, moving on to the Cup Series. This pick, I actually know who I'm going with. Now, this is between 2 drivers for me, Ryan Blaney and Alex Bowman. I think I'm going to go with actually, you know what? I was going to go originally to Alex Bowman, but I'm going to go with Ryan Blaney for this race. I think that he's going to be stronger than Alex Bowman. And I think Ryan Blaney just straight up, I think he's going to win it. I've had this pick ready for 2 years, and let's hope Ryan Blaney can get it done. I remember the last time they were there. He was leading a lot of the race, and he was up in front, and then all of a sudden something happened, and Alex Bowman, he came in rushing in, but I don't think Alex Bowman can repeat it. I think he'd be a strong pick for somebody, like if you're doing fantasy like me and Christian do. But I don't think he'll win the race. I think it's going to be Ryan Blaney for sure.
That's a good pick. With Blaney, he was someone I was looking out for. I think he's going to get in the top 5 in this race. He's done well at Michigan. He's done well at Auto Club, like you mentioned. He's won at Auto Club, I think, in the Xfinity Series before. So that's a good pick with Blaney. Now, for me, though, I have to go with a California kid, a guy who's won multiple times at 2 miles and a mile and a half tracks, really strong at tracks like Kansas and Michigan and, tracks like that. So I'm going to have to go with Kyle Larson. He's the defending NASCAR Cup Series champion. I think he's going to win at his home track.
Right. Great pick.
Yeah. Christian kind of took my pick, but I'm still going to go with him too. I think Larson is going to pull it off. I think he's going to carry his mojo too. Like, I think he's going to have another dominating season. Like, I don't think he's going to let up.
Right. I mean, it looked decent today. He's not really the best restrictor plate racer. He did lead a couple laps, but unfortunately got taken out in the final big one. So, yeah, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure you guys follow our socials. And you know what? Join the official Nasboys Fantasy League if you do not have a fantasy league. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let me know if you join by DMing my Instagram. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.
Have a good one.
You want me calling now, you want what I think.